All right. Hey, Golden Child. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Jalisa, also known as Jalisa the Golden Child, and I talk a lot with my hands. So if it's a problem, then this probably is not the channel for you. But happy Tuesday, happy Book Talk Tuesday. This is our weekly space and time to come together to share about the wisdom, the insight, knowledge, information that we're getting from the books that we have read or the books that we are reading. This past month, I have been talking about a happy pocket full of money. We started out the first week with psycho-cybernetics, but for the remainder, the month is over. Yeah, April is over. So for this last one, this month we will be talking about a happy pocket full of money. I will check in next week to see what's what, whether we're gonna go back to psycho-cybernetics or this, but a little bit of background information about me. As I mentioned, my name is Jalisa, and I am a board certified holistic health practitioner, an author, a speaker, a publisher, a coach, a human design expert, trauma of money certified professional, doula in training, and so much more. I say that I have a niche, and I don't have a niche. I am the niche. Niche, whatever you call it, okay? But this book talk was birthed from I'm also a self-published author. I self-published my first book in 2018, and the title of it is "It's All in Me: My Journey to Freedom and Living Abundantly." Under my maiden name, Jalisa Ray. Go ahead on over there to Amazon, get your copy, okay, and check out the 6-week book talk that these book talks were birthed from. I did a 6-week series where we went through the different chapters of the book, the different parts of the framework that I talk about in my book, and we just had a good time. Some amazing conversations, amazing insights. Even me, like going back and reading through my book, I got so much from it. Every single time I read my book, I get so much from it because I know it was for me, but I also know it has helped to transform and change so many lives. So going over to Amazon, you can get it from Barnes and Noble, you can get it from Target, probably Walmart. It's in a lot of different places, but Amazon, mm, mm, mm. You might have your feels about that, but that's where my book is, and that's where I can get some coin. Okay, so thanks in advance. But um, today, as I mentioned, we're going to be talking about Happy Pocket for the Money. We do two chapters at a time for now. Like I said, I'm very intuitively guided. I see what's aligned, and we're doing chapter 5 and chapter 6 this week. And ChatGPT, I don't know if it got a different or older version of it, but the book that I have in these chapters don't necessarily line up, but I'm gonna just go with what ChatGPT gave me. Chapter 5, The Great Secret, Desire Without Attachment. Okay. Desire is essential for manifestation. It's how you create, okay? Without the desire, there is no manifestation, okay? You can't create without the desire to create, what you the desire to see what you desire comes to fruition. Okay? Point number 2, let me make sure. Oh, I forgot. Feel free if you are here to drop in the chat, introduce yourself, let me know who you are, what you do, and what book you've read recently. I want to know. Let me check and make sure. Check the comments. Point number 2, let me make sure. Oh, I forgot. Okay. Hey Tosh. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you. I know the last time you were here, um my audio was a little wonky. So if it is, again, let me know. Um But again, feel free to drop in the chat who you are, where you're from, and what book you read recently that has impacted your life. A Happy Pocket Full of Money is something that I've really been reading. I've read over and over again, and it's every single time I get so much insight, so much wisdom, so much knowledge from it. So I just wanted to share it with you all, especially this month's topic has been making money moves and building wealth with ease. So this is literally like the perfect book to have this conversation around. Um, Point number 2 from chapter 5 is attachment to outcomes blocks your flow. So just trust the process, okay? For me, it can be so difficult to just trust the process and be patient with the process. I want to see what's going to happen. I want to know what the outcome is going to be. I want to try to control the outcome. I want to try to dictate how it's going to turn out, when it's going to happen. So for me, this has been one of the more challenging things, to trust the process and be patient with the process and detach from the outcomes. And that, I know, for me, it has definitely slowed some stuff up, blocked some stuff, especially financially. So the more that I detach from the outcome, the easier money flows in, the easier things become when it comes to building wealth. So just don't worry about the outcome. Just be as present as possible, be as mindful as possible to where you are in the present moment, and know that everything always works out for your good. Point number 3, hold the feeling of having it already without needing it to happen. Okay, I know it's kind of like contradictory, okay, but hold the feeling, like really step into how you would feel if you already had the thing that you desire. Like really, really take the time to sit and visualize it and just get into that mode, get into that energy of what it is that you desire already, knowing that you really already have it. It's just a matter of time, because you have the desire. 9 times out of 10, I'll say it's something that is for you, depending on what it is. Okay, depending on where you at with your spiritual life. Um, but yeah, again, detaching from this need for it to happen, like knowing that, okay, I have this feeling, I'm in this energy, but I don't necessarily need it to happen, because in every single moment, you always have everything that you need, even if it doesn't seem like it or feel like it or look like it in the physical. Point number 4, stay in the vibration with your vision, not anxiety about results. Okay, when you're in the and then a family that is trying to figure out how to purify those infected. Oh no. Let me know if you need any support with that too. I got you, boo. Um, But yeah, stay in the vibration with your vision, not anxiety about results. When you are so focused on getting the results, you're worrying, you're doubting, you're insecure, that holds up the things that you desire. That holds up the vision and takes you out of the vibration and the frequency of what it is that you desire. So the more that you recalibrate, reset, reground, get present, the easier it will become to stay in the vibration of your vision. No, it's not going to be perfect. You're not always going to stay in that space. But the more that you practice and the more that you recalibrate to get back to it, the easier it becomes over time. Point number 5 for chapter 5 is detachment doesn't mean not caring. It means trusting and knowing it's done. Okay, so one of my coaches gave me this example years ago. Now, when you place an order with Walmart or Amazon, or you put your Instacart order in, you trust and you know that you're going to receive your order. I don't know, with the grocery store, sometimes they get, you might get some alternatives, or they might not have what you want. But the point is, when you put in your order, you order something offline, you trust and you know that is going to come. You trust and you know that it's already done. You paid your money. You paid for your shipping, your handling, the taxes, all of that is paid for. So you know that it's coming. The same thing goes with what you desire. When you put your order out there with God, source, universe, higher power, whatever it is that you call it, then you just know and trust that, you know what, it's already done. It's already done. It's only a matter of time. So that's why trusting the process, being patient with the process is so freaking important. That detachment, not again, it's not about not caring. You care because it's something that you desire, something that you want, but it's about the energy of not worrying, not having that anxiety, not having that doubt, not continuously checking to see, oh, is it going to come? Oh, let me check my tracking. Let me check in and see if this is really what it's going to be. No, get present and know that it's coming, that it's already yours. So that was chapter 5, The Great Secret, Desire Without Attachment. Let me know which point stood out to you the most when it came to this chapter. Again, this was really about detaching from the outcome, detaching from what it is that you, detaching from those emotions, those negative emotions around what you desire. So, chapter number 6 of Happy Pocket Full of Money, if you're just now joining, we are talking about this book, A Happy Pocket Full of Money, and it is by David Cameron Gikandi. So, chapter number 6, Images of the Mind, the Blueprints of Life. Point number 1 is your imagination is the workshop where reality is built. It is said that your subconscious cannot, and this is scientifically proven, that your subconscious can't tell the difference between something that's actually happened and something that is vividly imagined and believed in your subconscious. So when you go into the workshop of your imagination, this is where your reality of your present and your future is built. So it's very important to not give up on that fun and that imagination and that play that we were born with it. We were literally born with it. But over time, as we got older, we tend to be programmed or conditioned to not imagine or feel like, oh, I've heard my mom say this so many times. I don't have an imagination. I'm not creative, this, that, and the third. But we're literally born that way. But just something along the way blocks our imagination, blocks our creativity. But there are ways to unlock that. Excuse me. Point number 2. Vivid mental images act as instructions to the universe, God, source, your higher power. So again, it starts here. Really, it starts in the spiritual or the energetic. But once it gets to your mind, creating those mental images of actually seeing and envisioning what it is that you desire, that gives more clear instruction to God, source, universe for what it is that you desire. Point number 3, consistency and clarity of your vision strengthens manifestation. So in the book, it gave an example of when you put in your order, you go to a restaurant, you don't say, I want something to eat. I really don't know what it is. Just, put something together and bring it to me. No. You look at the menu, you tune into yourself and see what it is that you have a taste for. Know your likes and your dislikes. Say, for example, you order a burger. If you just want cheese and ketchup, and they bring you a burger with cheese and ketchup and mustard and onions and lettuce and tomatoes, that's not what you ordered. That's not what you want. That's not what you desire. But it's important for you to be consistent with what you desire and have clarity on your vision so that when it manifests, it'll be really what you want, not an alternative or something lesser than what it is that you desire. Point number 4, visualization must be felt emotionally, not just seen mentally. I talked about this earlier. When you go into that imagination workshop, really and truly feel the emotions of that experience, really get into it, like sort of like acting. So I'm an actor, I'm a poet, I'm a singer. So I can perform even like when I'm speaking. I get into this mode of performing where I can feel the emotions of what I'm talking about. I can feel the emotions of those that are around me. I can feel the excitement, the energy, the frequency of the experience. So that's the same thing when you go into visualization, when you go into your imagination workshop, feel it. Tap in and tune in physically to how it will feel to have what it is that you desire. Point number 5 for chapter 6, your inner pictures create energetic blueprints for your future. Again, your present is a manifestation of your past thoughts, of your past imaginations, of your past mental images. So the more intentional you are in each present moment, the more intentional you can be with creating the life you desire in the future and in your present. You can shift things literally in an instant. That's a whole nother conversation. I'm not even going to that. Okay, I can go off on a tangent, but you can literally shift things in an instant by shifting where you are mentally, how you see things, how you feel about things, and your perspective and your perception of what's going on around you. So, the key concept of chapter 6 is whatever you consistently imagine, believe, and feel becomes your experience. Okay, let me know which point. Thank you, Rye. I appreciate you. It's been a long day, okay? Okay, so to look beautiful in front of this camera, okay, it's a blessing. Okay, it's a blessing. Shout out to my ring light. But the key concept for chapter 6 is again, whatever you consistently imagine, believe, and feel becomes your experience. So just be mindful of that. Which point from chapter 6 stood out to you the most? Let me know. And I'm going to pull out some quotes from these chapters to go a little deeper. And then I'm going to ask a discussion. A discussion question. I try to keep these to 30 minutes. We have 10 minutes, 9 minutes now, and I'll be wrapping this thing up. So, quotes from the book. Desire is the mechanism by which you create. Attachment is the mechanism by which you delay. I could drop the mic on that, okay? This reminds us that wanting something is powerful, but clinging to it can actually slow it down. Trust is part of the creation process. Okay, we talked about that earlier. You cannot desire and doubt at the same time and expect results. I'm about to run around the room. Okay. Faith and fear cannot occupy the same space. When we plant seeds of desire, we must water them with belief, not worry. Quote number 3, the more vivid, detailed, and consistent your mental images are, the faster they manifest. Clarity is power. God's source universe responds to strong, focused energy. So daydreaming on purpose becomes a sacred practice. Okay, so those were 3 powerful quotes from A Happy Pocket Full of Money. And I want to know, what is something that you are currently desiring without attachment? Or what is something that you want to desire without attachment? If this is something that a new concept for you, feel free to drop it in the chat. All right, 6:52. And then my next question is, how has imagination shaped something positive in your life, whether it was when you were a child or as an adult? Let me know. Drop it in the chat. I would love to hear. And I also want to know what books you all are reading. And what impact have they been having on you as well? And there was always some good books out there. And if it wasn't for, just having conversations about books, I wouldn't have known about A Happy Pocket Full of Money. So I'm grateful for the recommendations. But feel free to drop those in the chat. Even if you're watching the replay, feel free to drop your responses to these questions in the chat. But that's all I have. If there's nothing else, and from the attendees, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. The next book talk again will be next week, May 6th at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. I'll check in and let y'all know what book we're going to be talking about. It's not like a regular book club where we stick to one book. Sometimes I'm led to focus on a book that's more geared toward the theme for the month, or just to stick to the book that I've been reading and digesting and going through. Because, if you don't know, we've been talking about psycho-cybernetics for weeks now before I switched this month to A Happy Pocket Full of Money. So Hopefully, I will see you next week. But if you want to really dive deeper into wealth building, building wealth with ease, making money moves, and really deepen into these concepts to integrate and apply them into your life, I started something called the Money Moves Mastermind, and the next one is on May 2nd at 6 p.m. I will drop the link in the chat so you can check that out. $11 per session, but it's really a space for us to come and collaborate around building wealth, support each other, uplift each other. I highlight a book, not highlight a book, I'm talking about books, highlight a business owner and a woman to focus on for the month to pour into them to invest in their business or invest in their life overall. So that is the Money Moves Mastermind. It's really a space for us to build wealth collaboratively as women. So I just dropped that link in the chat if you would like to join. Let me go back to my notes. But if you're not already, make sure you subscribe. Okay, subscribe to my YouTube channel. God has been doing some amazing things here on my YouTube channel, over on my LinkedIn, where are the only two social media platforms that I'm on currently. But subscribe, like, subscribe, share. Share the things that are impactful and insightful to you with other people, because you never know how it might impact them. Yeah, the rest of this week we have Wealth Wednesday, Thirsty Thursday. Those are my I might go live depending on what comes up for those, but usually they're YouTube shorts. But Friday I will go live for our Freedom Fridays podcast. We'll wrap up. Is there another Friday this month? I don't know. No, it's not. It's not another Friday this month. No, it's not another Friday this month. So it'll be a new topic for next month. I will let y'all know what the new topic is. But go back and check out the Freedom Fridays from this past month. We talked about the CALM method for building wealth with ease and making money moves. So definitely go back and check that out. Give me feedback on how that supported you with your wealth building journey. But yeah, I'm complete. That's all. That's all I got. It is 6:50. Look, I'm early. Okay. It is 6:57. I want to leave you with a closing affirmation. So if you want to write this down, get you a pen real quick. But this is the affirmation. I trust in the unseen. My desires are already fulfilled. I live in joyful expectation. Okay. Again, the closing affirmation is I trust in the unseen. My desires are already fulfilled. I live in joyful expectation. Okay. Take that with you. I hope that something that I talked about here today, even just a little nugget, gave you something to walk away with to improve and up level your finances, your wealth building journey, and your ability to make money moves. Okay. So if nobody told you today, I love you. I see you. I'm so freaking proud of you. Thank you again for being here. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. All right, y'all. Better go chill. It's been